do some sketchy shit. Do-da, do-da, hope I get away with it. Oh, da do-da day.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the FAFO version of Thursday Night Stupid O'Clock.
Woo! Enjoy it while you can. If the weather reports are right, we're not going to have any electricity to do a Saturday night show this week.
Very possibly. So, Joe, we'll leave it completely up to you.
He doesn't have ops.
Well, I can bring it up on the phone and then leave.
Yeah, but then I got to somehow be able to get a hold of you to end the show.
You got my number.
Actually, I don't.
It's in a text message. You'll find it.
Oh, did you send me another DocuSign thing today, Joe?
No.
I remember getting one through a totally different thing, not a DocuSign, but it was another form entirely for the hotel room.
That was hotel.
Yeah. Well, somebody sent me one today, and I clicked on it, and they were asking for my email password. And I went, probably not. I clicked off of it real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, no, anything I send is usually a PayPal invoice.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh, what I was going to tell you, there has been a Time Lord in another series, and his TARDIS is in plain view.
Mrs. Frizzle?
No. He's even had a regeneration. It's on Sesame Street.
Well, you got to remember, I haven't watched Sesame Street since Mr. Hooper passed away. So,
well, no, in the first season, Oscar the Grouch.
Oh, yeah,
was orange. In the second season, he turned green.
And his trash can is bigger on the inside than it is on the outside.
Yeah. Because it's got, the playroom, a bedroom, a kitchen, a garage to keep his car in, an old convertible jalopy. Oscar the Grouch is a Time Lord.
Doesn't violate any of my headcanon. gotta
We
be-
all sound just so good.
Do
Oh,
what?
we-
I said we all just sound so good.
oh, yeah.
All I'm hearing is so good. I don't.
I said we're all just sounding so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Exactly, Carl.
did he break it, or did he just spill spaghetti in the control console?
All the years on Sesame Street, all the garbage the kids have thrown in, it may be too heavy to take off.
Yeah, that's true.
Ain't Donna. While I got Carl within uh
Auditory range.
yeah. Is Kara Nicole part of Uncle Carl's secret humor group? The cosplayer?
Is who?
Kara Nicole. Cara Nicole.
It's not a name familiar to me.
Or was she popping in on never mind the furthermore with shit.
I don't recognize her from Nick's show either.
Well,
but
back
she is
during-
not part of the humor group.
back during the COVID days.
Oh, well,
when,
that's been a while
BKM
back.
had it.
Yeah.
She's not part of the humor group. I just did a search for Kara. You said Cara?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most likely it's one of BKM's fans. Didn't transfer over when the show was gifted to Nick.
Yeah.
Cosplayer. I got 13 mutual friends. Yeah, she knows BKM, Jodie McPhee, Amy Hale. She had to be there when BKM was doing it. Ted Davies, Heather, Willow.
Yep.
Okay.
So we obviously know her somehow.
Yeah, well, her agent contacted me about getting her to Halicon.
Ah.
Now, if I can just end around the agent and say, hey, Brian K. Morris is going to be there. I do like end rounding the agents. It's so much fun.
You know, the guest is still going to have to give up that 10% of whatever to the agent.
No, not if they make the deal themselves.
Yeah, she'd be very popular there, Carl.
I'm waiting for the day that, one of the secret humor group people or whoever agent contacts me, then I'll go through the secret humor group or never mind the furthermore group and say, hey, your agent wants you to come, but I ain't going to pay what he wants. What kind of deal can we work?
I went through and so I felt like crap yesterday, which is why one of the reasons why I kind of kept the show to an hour yesterday. But I also had the genius idea of, you know what, I feel like shit. I'm going to reformat my computer and reinstall Windows.
Why?
Because I wasn't thinking clearly. I was, drugged up on Dayquil and barely slept the night before, and figure if I'm going to torture myself, I might as well do it the proper way.
Yeah, well, I'm watching some YouTube videos, and Windows 11 is more buggy than the projects.
Mm,
I haven't really had many issues with Windows 11.
I've had a couple, but they weren't real big, and 2 or 3 updates later, they fixed themselves, or at least the ones that I see. Um, I am finding out that 11 does not like Chrome whatsoever.
That's intentional.
Oh, yeah. As soon as I figured it out, I was very sure that was the case.
Well, the funny thing is, Edge is based off of Chrome anyway.
Mm-hmm.
They're both Chromium browsers. Which it still amazes me that people can actually code their sites specifically for Chrome still. And it won't work on Edge.
Isn't there a line of code where you can check to see what the browser is, and if it's not one that you personally like, tell it not to work with that browser?
Most likely, and I could see NDOT doing just that line of code to make it to where we have to use Chrome to access certain things. Like the one of the things we use called Field Assistant allows us to put in our daily work reports without having to go through Citrix. And we loved it because we could get to it, just go to fieldassistant.ndot.in.gov. It was a public-facing site. Log in, do your daily, and go. They had the genius idea of let's put it behind iTap, so you have to do an additional login. And make it to where it's only going to work with Chrome. But we're going to make it look like it works with Edge until you go to upload your daily. And then we're going to have it fail. And not give you the reason why it's failing. And this is why I hate NDOT. Thank you for coming to my Joe Talk.
And they're saying Windows management is getting upset that people are dropping Windows and trying to use Linux.
Yep, Linux Mint. Not that I'm using it, I've just been seeing the same videos.
Mint's popular. Ubuntu was popular for a long time. So was Knoppix. Knoppix was a pretty good one.
Well,
the mini PC that I run the music stream from, it actually it's a dual boot. It can do either Windows 11 or Ubuntu.
One of my friends is really into proselytizing, and yes, I did say that word correctly, for Linux. And he sent me a couple of the installs, different versions, and let me try them out. I've got a couple of computers here I can dual boot, and I'm going, well, yeah, okay. It's an operating system. I mean, it's not the next best thing to sliced bread, but it's perfectly fine. If I wanted to still be using the command line, I wouldn't have ever upgraded from Windows 3.1.
Right.
Yeah, eventually, I will probably have to take I'll probably have to get a new laptop to bring to conventions, and I'll take this one that is nowhere near dead, even though it's 4 or 5 years old, and just wipe it and load it with Linux and figure out what I got to do to make it do what I want it to do, which is basically just check email when I'm not at the house and um, web browse and I guess YouTube, and doesn't have enough horsepower to run the music program, doesn't have enough horsepower to do much of the other stuff that I keep on the desktop. But, it's neither here nor there. It's not supposed to be a desktop. It's supposed to be, hey, this is how I stay connected when I'm not at home.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm on this spring. I plan on getting a small dumpster and clearing out Mom's old bedroom. I'm gonna turn that into my office, but I'm also gonna want to probably have the electrical upgraded in that room also.
Yeah.
Because I plan on bringing my gaming PC up there, bringing the Mac up there, the 3D printer, wood burner, all that stuff. But I want to basically build. I'm not going to order desks. I'm just going to kind of build my own and have it wrap around the room.
Donna's got a good question, although I don't understand it. Why is the chat in 2 different fonts within the same worlds?
Do what?
Well, that's the reason I don't understand it. It all looks like the same font to me.
I'm going to head over to Stupid O'Clock's YouTube here.
Oh, Joe, have you seen the new trailer for the supposed blockbuster for the summer?
No.
He-Man and Masters of the Universe.
Oh, good Lord.
It looks good. Of course, I'm just afraid that, I've seen a lot of these things, movie trailers. Hell, and the best part of the movie's in the trailer, and they cut it from the movie.
Yeah, the good part that the trailer got you to want to go and watch is no longer in the movie.
Yeah. Like the scene from Rogue One where the girl was on the platform and the TIE fighter flies up. Not in the movie. C.I. Joe Nobu. Okay.
That's me.
Yeah, I know that's you. I'm just trying to decode it.
CI, Construction Inspection, Joe, NWI, Northwest Indiana.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha.
Originally, it was just going to be CI Joe as a play on GI Joe.
Yeah.
But somebody already had CI Joe.
Witchman dude just confirmed that it's probably the stupid smart TV that she's using as a monitor. And I just was about to point out that one reason why the three of us can't see anything like that is because we're on StreamYard.
Yeah.
So we're not seeing anything on YouTube. Well, I am because I've got YouTube pulled up on the iPad, but it's all the same font on there too. Oh, Carl.
Oh, Dan, we're gonna need to have a discussion about StreamYard in 26.
You mean when the bill comes due?
Yeah.
Let me know what's needed and we will do it.
All right.
Have you thought about migrating to a different streaming platform and having to learn all of its bells and whistles?
Please don't make me think like that about that.
So
I
I've
have
actually
looked
looked into
into
that, Dan,
Mm.
and most of the streaming platforms that are anywhere near like StreamYard are just as expensive, if not more so.
And a lot of them that really look good to start with turned out to not be as good as StreamYard. And that's not even considering prices.
Well, what happened, I believe, with StreamYard is I'm watching a lot of the YouTube videos, podcasts, and all that
Mhm.
that are really knocking down big numbers. Use StreamYard.
And StreamYard wants a piece of the pie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that makes sense. Uh,
I mean, Jeff Rawson.
Well,
The
also doesn't help. They've changed hands 4 times now.
yeah. Well, you've heard of the consumer advocate reporter Jeff Rawson, the Rawson reports from NBC. He's retired from NBC and doing strictly YouTube now.
Okay.
He uses StreamYard to do his shows.
StreamYard ever takes away my lifetime discount,
You're done?
I'm gonna have to be, just to be
And
on the same plan that I'm currently on would be $800 some odd a year.
That's grief.
I wouldn't put it past you, Joe, to write your own.
No, I don't have the server to do it with, and don't have the time or the knowledge. That's when I just have to devise some way of doing it between Discord and OBS.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm figuring is when the boys sold out a StreamYard, they probably got a 5-year non-compete,
Oh, I'm sure.
meaning they can't create another system. Hopefully they weren't dumb enough to sign a lifetime non-compete.
This is true.
And then they could just come back.
Yeah.
Now, as far as I know, there does exist a way to record a show on Discord and then, I don't know, port it over or just upload are the right terms, but go to YouTube from there.
Yeah.
but it's a 2-stage process. And a lot of people who use Discord don't want to be recorded. So,
Yeah. Well, that was like the virtual Liberty Con. I am not using Google. I don't even want my face on Google. Or I don't want my face on Facebook. Da, 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 da.
mm-hmm.
And Brandy went, you know what? Screw it.
Either use what we're using or come back when the plague is over and we can have live conventions again.
Mm.
Yep.
Of course, Joe, I don't know. Were you around when we did the virtual Halicon?
I think that was right before. That was before I really started hanging around with you guys.
Mm. Dan, did we not dive into it head first and wallow around in it?
Head first, we put on lead boots and jumped, screaming all the way. We even got a copyright strike for what was it? Either the Blue Danube or a national anthem or both.
We got a copyright on Zathruch, basically the theme from 2001.
2001, yeah. Well, considering it's what, nearly 1,000-year-old song,
Yeah.
I think it's in the public domain by now. And it was some Arab company that hit us with a copyright strike for
National
anthem. About the same time, somebody tried to give me a copyright strike for my own music.
Yeah.
I protested back. I said, look, I wrote this. I composed it. I put it up on Bandcamp with time and day stamps on it. I own the copyright.
Then they left you alone, right?
They did indeed. And what's weird is they were really polite about it too. I don't know. Maybe they think I've got big bucks because I know long words.
Yeah.
That's a good point, Carl. That particular performance might have had a copyright. Yeah.
But, when I gave the history, it was written by Johann Sebastian Bach and da 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 da. Therefore, there is no copyright possible or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they let it go. Then about 3 or 4 weeks later, they tried it again, and I sent them back the same thing. They finally gave up because I knew.
You'd already learned which buttons you had to push.
Yeah. Well, that's nothing. I got a offensive photo strike on one of my camping pictures. And the only thing that I could figure that was offensive was the American flag flying by the camper.
It sounds typical. Yeah, Carl. I just go the other route entirely. Like several people that have their own YouTube channels and do different things, they just write their own music. Therefore, they own the copyright. It's their performance. What do you think I sing the Muncie song? because it's not entirely impossible for somebody to summon the spirit of Franz Liszt and have him slap you upside the head and say, "Give me some money." And if that ever happens, I want to know the name of the Ouija board company that made that one, because
Milton Bradley.
definitely don't want one of those as a carpet with a Roomba.
Nope.
Oh. Ah. Well,
Ouch.
I do believe I'm not going to have any immunity to Lindsay's flu for too much longer, because I can feel the sniffles and the body aches coming up.
I don't know what I did crazy earlier today. You know how you get, for those offended by the word booger, I had an eye booger today. I scratched it out of the corner of my eye. And I mean, water ran out of my eye for 10 minutes.
That happens.
Maybe I was just plugged. It was just a plugged up tear duct.
That's
But I
entirely
drained it.
possible.
But I drained it.
Which means if Joe Dog shows up to Halicon with a bottle of Ryder's Tears, I ain't touching it.
Nope.
With a bottle of what?
Ryder's Tears.
Mm.
Which is an actual brand. It's not just something I made up.
Ooh.
You okay?
Let's just say there's something that I just saw that it's most likely AI, but they're wanting. It's a possibility. It's a concept car right now.
It's a Chevy.
Chevy HHR panel. I drive a Chevy HHR. I like that.
Yeah, but
you got to admit that's a good looking little car.
But if it's a concept car, you've got maybe 20 to 1 chance of ever seeing it go into production.
Yeah. Well, there's still 4 years. I like that.
Well, I'll be right back. I'm going to run down the hall.
All right. Hope everything comes out all right. And he didn't hear it. But Joe, that did look good for a car, didn't it?
It did. It actually did.
I'll tell you, if it's the same size as mine, I'd love it. I'd give up my Tesla for that. Oh, you weren't here. I went and test drove a Tesla.
No, I was here for that.
Oh, okay. That thing. Wow.
Yeah.
It got just punched a button on the phone and the damn car pulled up by itself. I'm going, I could get used to that. Car was already warm. Went out. Long story short, I do have a heavy foot, and that car is faster than I want to go.
Yeah, but here's what I can see happening, Joe Dog.
Yeah.
You would end up being the reason why we have our first country song about a car leaving somebody.
Well, after we got up and parked and all that, guy pulled out his phone and punched. He says, "Now watch this," and punched this button that says "vanish," and the car drove out and around and behind the building.
Went back to its parking spot.
Yeah. I'm going, okay, I could get used to that.
As long as it links up with the garage door opener, that way when you tell it to back out and meet you at the front of the house.
Well, it does have those backup sensors. If something in the way, it'll stop. And then realize, hey, garage door's closed. But I don't have a garage, so my charger port will be outside. And he said, yeah, that you can put your charger port outside.
Yep.
I'm just looking at never having to buy gas, change the oil, change the transmission fluid. I think they said every 5 years you got to change the coolant.
Okay.
And brake fluid.
Not terrible.
No. I know how to do that. Oh, she's back. Oh. Hey, Dan, welcome back.
Hey. Whew. Had to move some clothing around on the back of the office door. Had my insulated coveralls. Lindsay washed them for me, and I hung them on the edge of the door to dry. Several days ago, they're dry now. But I can't close the door all the way, so I had to hang them up on the coat hook on the back.
Well, you may need them Monday into Tuesday.
I may need them tomorrow.
Well, they're talking up here 5 degrees.
Where?
Yeah. Hey, we're from down south.
They have an exploding tree warning up north.
Yeah. Oh, do you see Josh and Jace's video?
Oh, about exploding tree warnings?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know they did one, but no, I'd seen Minnesota, Wisconsin, damn near down to the northern Illinois border has a exploding tree warning.
The sap freezes and explodes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the one of the boys got hurt his back, and they gave him some good drugs.
Yep.
He has also discovered the side effect of the good drugs. He's holding a bottle of Dulcolax.
Oh.
Exploding trees, is that like the falling iguanas?
Same cause. Just the falling iguanas is milder. Let me get another beer here. I should have got one as I was coming back in the room. Oh. Oh. Well, no. Those insulated coveralls are pretty good. I've had them. We've had nights at the factory. I had those on and a pair of long johns and some insulated boots, and it got down to about 20 below 0 Fahrenheit. And except for not being able to wear gloves while I was doing that particular job, I felt fine. I had a supervisor come up telling me to take my hands out of my pockets. I told him, hell no. He wanted to fire me, but everybody else he said the same thing to told him the same thing in return. I'll take my hands out when I have to do the job. While I'm not doing the job and I'm just standing here waiting on the next piece to come down the line, my hands is going to be in my pockets. We went through those the brown cloth gloves and those white with black polka dot grippy cloth gloves.
Yeah.
We could go through a pair of those every 2 days. They'd either get so stuck full of fiberglass fibers that you couldn't stand to put them on, or actually doing the work would rip the seams on the gloves.
I'll tell you somebody that I would like to have as a boss. If you ever see him on YouTube, his name's James Butler. He's a plumber over in North Carolina. I mean, because of what they do, they need safety glasses.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't buy those cheap, $1, $2 safety glasses. He tells them to go to the Ray-Ban store. Uh-oh, Joe, you muted.
Sorry, I forgot to unmute.
You said something?
Yeah, I thought it was Oakley's. You're right, it's Ray-Ban.
Yeah. And tells them buy them. Because they're actually safety rated. And of course, they have to be, the wraparound safety glasses.
Mm-hmm.
And believe it or not, the guys don't lose those.
I wonder why. Base price of $49.95. I wonder.
Yeah. The gloves, you get a $10 pair of gloves. $10, $15 pair of gloves. Hardy's.
What was the one we always got for the farm? They lasted the longest. Blue Mule. The ones with a high cuff on them, so you can put them over your coat sleeves, keep the wind out. Pretty good, pretty decent thick leather.
Of course, guys at work would laugh at me, but hell, I'd wear them damn yoga pants in the wintertime under my clothes.
Mm-hmm.
The wind wouldn't go through. Cold would go straight through them, but the wind wouldn't.
Yeah. You work in cold weather long enough, you learn the value of long johns.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, I need to buy some more
long handles.
Well, that and what you call them? Not jogging shorts. The whole sweatsuits, sweatpants. Actually, I've got enough shirts. Um, Evidently, the elastic has died on all but one pair of my sweatpants, and that's like wintertime wear inside the house for me. Put on a sweatshirt, put on sweatpants, insulated socks, and my slippers that are fuzzy on the inside, and I stay nice and warm. Of course, how that would work out without the electric heat in the house, I do not know. Don't really want to find out either.
Oh,
But I do have to say, if anybody remembers that wool blanket that I was wearing as a cloak at Helicon last year, that thing's really nice and toasty warm.
well, damn it. We got an air quality alert.
What am I
How?
smoking too much?
Do what?
Am I smoking too much?
Uh,
How the hell do you have an air quality alert?
Oh, come on. We can just barely see that the screen is blue.
I'll tell you what it is people checking out their fireplaces.
Oh,
Oh, that makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah, those numbers check out.
Do what?
So those numbers check out. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had one of my only remaining aunt, on Mama's side anyway, read that post on Facebook about us getting ready for the storm and hoping we were getting ready for no good reason. And she goes, "Well, I wish you lived closer. I need somebody to come up here and sweep my chimney so I can use the fireplace in the house if the power goes out." I'm going, sometimes I'm glad you live in Kentucky.
About the only guy that I've seen, I've been following a lot of the YouTube weather people, and the only one that's doing that, called for the shift from snow to ice to rain is at Ryan Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah, Josh may not like him, but he's doing good work when it comes to an emergency. That bunch of people he works with have their own emergency crew that goes in when it's, the authorities will let them drive the roads.
Yeah.
And takes people bottled water and diapers and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, he was actually talking with back when Hurricane Helen came through.
Mm-hmm.
He was actually talking live with some of the YouTubers that were doing the helicopter flights in.
Yep.
And the FEMA was getting mad and ordering the fire departments to shut these guys down.
There's one from Florida.
Cletus,
Cletus, he got told if he ever came back, they'd arrest him on the spot. And next thing you know, the cops and the fire departments were saying, if you got more stuff, bring it back. We'll take care of the police. FEMA.
well, it was the police chiefs and all that. And the fire department told him, he says, here's the deal. You keep coming. If he gets near your helicopter, creek's dry, but he'll still go in it.
I was just about to point out, if you're pissing off a big burly dude with a fire axe and a helmet and a big heavy leather jacket, having a little pistol's not going to do you an awful lot of good.
Yeah, some people just ain't that bright.
But yeah, it came down that guy was under FEMA's orders to shut him down. And
making
it was
FEMA look bad.
Yeah, it was making them look bad. And and when they got everybody out of the area and all that, took them 4 days to get another flight in.
Oof.
I mean, there were people needing everything.
Mm-hmm. I remember one family needed insulin.
Yeah. And many times they would fly in, fully loaded with, to their limit, weight limit. And when they would unload, they'd be bringing people out.
If I remember, Cletus helped reunite at least 3 families.
Yeah.
On separate flights.
He flew into this tight little spot, and he told the guy, he said, it's awful tight here. If you can, clear us out a little space, it'll make us easier for us to come in and out. He came back 2 or 3 hours later, and there was an acre that had been cleared.
Good old boys with chainsaws and axes can do a lot of work in a couple of hours.
They cut it down to the ground and got the logs out the way.
Tractor may be old, but it still hauls.
Mm-hmm.
And so do the few mules that are left. And up around in there, I wouldn't be surprised to see a Clydesdale or 2 still pulling a plow.
Mm-hmm. Well, them old mules, I tell you, damn mule can do twice the work as a tractor, and not as expensive to run. Got to maintain them year round, but
yeah. But basically, hay bales are still cheaper than a tank of diesel fuel.
Yeah. And if you train them right, they think you're having fun.
One thing I do know about mules, they don't like coyotes at all.
No.
If you have a coyote problem, get your mule and put him out in the backyard. The coyotes ain't gonna come back for a long time.
Yeah. Well, somebody showed a video of an old mule, they were using to butt trees. up to the sawmill. He'd walk alongside the mule. When he'd unhook the mule, he'd go get him a drink, and the mule's back down at the trees, backed up to
the next log.
To the next log, to the one he wanted to pull out.
Mm-hmm.
Knew what he had to do.
I've always maintained that horses and mules and donkeys aren't pets; they're partners.
Yeah.
Oh.
I keep seeing Carl's exploding trees comment. I'm going, I've heard it happen down here.
Oh.
Well,
Dan, you've seen the poster of, showed all the animals up on the billboard. Where did you draw the line on what you would eat? Depend on how rough times are.
Yep.
Ask all those animals that used to live in a zoo in Venezuela.
Yeah.
A good barbecue sauce covers a multitude of sins.
Amen.
And dog is usually the last one because they earn their keep.
Yeah.
Especially when times are hard enough that you eat the horse.
That's going to be some hard times.
Yeah.
Oh. A little bit more antifreeze.
Joe, have you seen they have reclassified birds?
Reclassified birds.
Yeah.
How so?
They're not their own offshoot species.
Okay.
They're dinosaurs.
Well, yeah. If you've ever been chased around a farmyard by a rooster, you will believe in a T-Rex or a velociraptor.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it took them this long to reclassify them, because it was when Jurassic Park was made is basically when they kind of figured out that, with the bone structure of a T-Rex, what does that look like? A chicken.
Mm-hmm. No, they knew it a long time ago. They just science moves slowly but carefully.
Yeah. Now here's the horrifying thought. The T-Rex could have been like that fuzzy chicken and hopped.
Yeah, they're not sure if they actually had
Feathers.
But they hopped. And you're thinking that big, loud T-Rex yell could have been more like a chicken cluck.
I would probably be inclined to put money on it more than like a alligator or a crocodile hissing.
Yeah.
But that's just me. I'm not a biologist. Oh, Ron Goulart, get out of my mind, Ron Goulart. I, d- I remember that limerick at the strangest times. Definitely not the green room.
Why does Carl's Munsey song have a question mark by it?
He said,
What?
"Why do you think I sing the Munsey song? Because of the performance copyrights."
Yeah, and then he said another one about right, Donna, and it's got a question mark beside his.
Oh, because I think he was agreeing with her about the 2030 HHR looking like a PT Cruiser.
Well, actually, do you know why the HHR and the PT Cruiser look so much alike?
Because they're both Chevy.
No, PT is a Chrysler product.
Close enough.
Chrysler fired the designer of the PT Cruiser, and GM snatched him up. The PT Cruiser, or the HHR, is the second generation of what the PT Cruiser could have been.
So that just kind of beefed it up a little.
Yeah.
See, the only thing I really remember about the PT Cruiser is that my neighbor absolutely hated them. She hated the way they looked, hated everything about them. And then her husband had the brilliant idea of, I'm going to surprise my wife with a new vehicle. Traded in her Grand Prix or Grand Am. One of the two. Trade that in for a PT Cruiser. How that man didn't die is beyond me. On more than one occasion. Because this is also the same woman that he had pissed off the one night. So she was a stay-at-home mom. Like he went to work and everything, and this was back when you could do one income household. Kids have been acting up all day. The washing machine broke to the point where water was all over the place. She was running late with dinner. And he came home and, she's trying to get dinner finished up. And he jokingly said, as he turned to walk into the living room, where's my dinner at? To which her reply was the sound of a knife going into the wall next to his head. And he turned around and she's holding a second kitchen knife going, you say one more word, the next one will not miss.
Been there.
She's also, 5'1", 100 pounds soaking wet in combat boots and part Native American.
That explains the skill with the kitchen knife.
Needless to say, he went out and ate and stayed at his mother's house that night.
Very sane man. Not particularly bright, but very sane.
No, he just liked flirting with death for some reason, and by God, with her, he did it a few times.
And we got friends like that.
Is that the only guy you know that way?
Well, no, you do it constantly. And until I met you, he was the only one, but yeah.
Oh. Yeah,
Sometimes
Dynamite.
I sit here and think of things to go aggravate her with.
Dynamite does come in small packages, but then primer caps come in smaller packages.
Yep.
Oh.
There's also a reason I don't have any firearms.
I know nothing. I say nothing.
Oh, excuse me.
That's a
Oh,
reason I don't piss Lindsay off. I bought her a pistol for self-protection while I was working in the factory. Turns out she's a better shot than I am, and I was the one that had the lifetime of training.
oh, you're talking about that. Remember the New Zealand family when they came to America?
Yeah,
And they got the big notice that they had like 6 months to straighten up their channel because they violated the terms of service.
I do not remember that particular incident. No.
Yeah, it boils down to, I think they were in Montana or Wyoming and went to the shooting range. They videoed the kids on the shooting range.
Oh.
And that was the violation of terms of service. Damn kids were better shot than they were.
Well, I mean, given my upbringing, I started out with lesson one. It ain't a toy, don't touch it. About the same time I started walking,
Yeah.
and went on to further and further safety lessons as I got old enough to prove myself responsible enough to handle being trained.
Yeah, but that was the big stink.
Yep, I could see that. I could see that. Can't film kids having fun the American way. I mean, what would the world think about that?
Oh, they could video the kids walking up and slapping somebody in the back of the head with a beer bottle.
Mm-hmm.
But they can't video them doing something that could be used as self-defense.
Yeah, self-offense is fine. Self-defense? No, can't have that.
And back to the mountains of North Carolina. Well, North Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia,
East Tennessee.
East Tennessee. There are some of those areas that, if you go out and you fire 12 shots, you better bring back 12 something to eat.
Mm-hmm. And God help you if it's chipmunks, because that's only one plate full.
What was that line from To Kill a Mockingbird? Atticus would go out and shooting, bring home 9 birds, and complain about wasting ammunition. Because he missed on one of them.
Mm-hmm. There was another character in a different set of novels. She was obsessively practicing with a revolver. I mean, every chance she got. And somebody finally asked her why. She says, "'Cause I missed once." That's all it took. Just once. Oh.
Well, y'all remember me telling y'all the story about the woman on trial for killing her husband?
Mm-hmm.
Shot him 15 times with a revolver. Joe's that I don't think Joe caught on to that one.
Well, that would take at least 3 reloads.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, 2 reloads,
Two
because I'm
reloads.
assuming it's already loaded.
Yeah. Yeah. And she got away with it.
And
Is
as
this
long as she
is this the
completes
one where the
temporary
cops are
insanity-
still outside and the police chief rolls up and says, "Why haven't you arrested her yet?" And one cop says, "Floor's still wet."
No, this was one of those domestic violence cases. He was
Uh,
claiming self-defense. Yeah, she reloaded twice. Okay.
speed loaders are a thing.
Not a relative of mine.
Yes, I did read that both ways. That's why I laughed. A relative of hers or a relative of Joe Dog's?
And actually, from what I remember, it was up around Joe and Carl's area. Up in that area of the country.
I don't remember that.
Well, it was probably about the time you were getting ready to trade in a bicycle for a driver's license.
Do what?
So it's probably about the time Joe Bachman was getting ready to trade in a bicycle for a driver's license.
Uh,
Although the one about the cops not going in because the floor wasn't dry is even older than that.
It's true.
that was an old country share.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Carl can see Don. I'm reloading. Oh. Donna McKeel, I'm sure he means by Donna M. No, just buying multiple frying pans. I have never felt safer since Lindsay gave me all her cast iron frying pans to put in the barn.
Dan, they canceled it this weekend, but they had the national cast iron skillet curling championship was supposed to be this weekend here in town.
In Chattanooga?
Yeah.
So they waited till a snowstorm was forecast before they canceled the curling?
Well, we have one of those portable ice rinks
Oh.
set up in, the pavilion that used to be a foundry. But guess who's sponsoring it?
Lodge, probably.
Yep.
With a special guest appearance by Dolly Parton. She's got her own deal with Lodge. They make Dolly Parton brand, well, not brand, but branded Lodge cast iron cookware.
Yep.
Got a butterfly in it and everything. Embossed butterfly, not a real butterfly in the frying pan. I do want to make that clear to our more easily offended future viewers.
Dolly is 80.
Not by looking at her.
Her birthday was Monday. She turned 80. Cassandra Peterson is 78.
So what you're saying is Dolly's age is finally a higher number than her bra size.
Just about. I'll be back.
Uh-oh.
He heard the frying pan. Oh,
There's one downside to going through and reformatting my computer, having to reset up all the shit I didn't save.
oh Lord, yeah.
Because guess who did not go through and back up any of his settings from OBS?
Oh. And you use OBS a lot, so that's a lot of different scenes and cut scenes and.
Well, I used to use it quite a bit. I use it mostly now just if I'm gaming, but it's actually giving me a chance to reset it up and make it look pretty.
I've used it a few times. It wasn't as difficult as it looks.
Yeah.
When you first get it and you go, okay, what am I supposed to do now? Yeah, Carl, you can export the OBS settings, but not from a computer that's been wiped and had the OS reinstalled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Main trouble with OBS is adding guests. That's why the few times you've seen me stream something, there's once when it was just an OBS screenshot of something I was working at and the camera view of me and the audio, and that was it. That worked out real well. But like the couple of times that I was on Creatives at Play and I was on the camera and working on something, I was using a second computer. I was using a laptop to focus down on that other, and just using the same link to get to the show, just the participant link.
Oh, and that's the one bad thing about StreamYard, and I wish they would open this up for the guests, is the guests can't add a second camera.
Mm-hmm.
Any of us that have ops can add, have our second camera run.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're there just as a guest, you can't add a second camera. Well, see, that's the thing. I did back up, Donna. I just didn't. I was under the influence of Dayquil yesterday and didn't think to back up OBS. However, right before the computer restarted, I did go through and back up Orca Slicer, which is the program I use for the 3D printer.
Well, at least you don't have to do all that again.
Yes.
Oh.
Speaking of which, how is that print going? 6 hours to go. Looks like I'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah, I've got an external hard drive here. I need to partition it to have a 4 terabyte partition and whatever's left off of the 5 as another partition, and then copy the little chewing gum size stick SSD drive in my mini PC so that I've got a backup. Trouble is, I would have to run that backup just about every month in order to not have this huge gap of stuff that would get lost
Yeah.
if that chip died and I had to get another one and go in there. I mean, I've got the equipment to do it. It's a pain in the ass and it takes hours.
Yeah. Well, and luckily most of my stuff, like all my files and stuff, are on OneDrive anyway.
That's why I've got multiple external drives that I use for backups. There's some stuff
Well,
I've got backed up 4 times.
And I did make sure to go through and re-verify that all the files for the IndieCD site were in fact in my OneDrive.
And it's one of the few uses of OneDrive that I would actually I would take advantage of if there were just not so many glitches in what's the overall package of those 5 or 6 working programs. I know one of them is Word, and another one is Excel, and one is Outlook, but they're grouped under a group title.
Office.
Okay. Yeah, it's probably about time I paid my Office 365 subscription again. They'll send me a bill. Or they'll just pull the money out of my bank and I'll never know where it went. OneDrive isn't part of Office?
Yeah, it is.
I thought it was.
It's part of the Office 365. If you're doing their yearly subscription thing, you get the 1 terabyte of OneDrive.
I thought they did away with OneDrive.
No. If you just go out and actually purchase whatever the latest version of Microsoft Office is as the standalone from like Best Buy, then
OneDrive
you
isn't
don't
part
get
of
the upgraded OneDrive.
Can you purchase Office without doing the subscription?
I think you still can. And OneDrive is generally preloaded on Windows machines, because they'll give you like 100 gigs, I think, of space. But if you get the Office 365, it automatically upgrades you to the 1 terabyte.
which I would fill up in a single backup and probably go past that as well. I mean, my C drive, the SSD on here, is 4 terabytes. So I couldn't even back up my whole C drive. I might have just simply transitioned to using Open Office, whatever they're calling it now, the open source version. But I got so used to using Word and Excel when I was at work, because it was on the work computers. I didn't have to pay for it, but I got a chance to learn lots and lots of bells and whistles on these things. So it was easier to me to just copy my files and then get a subscription to 365 once I retired.
All right, 2-minute warning, guys.
Oh, well, that went faster than I thought it would.
Yep.
That's what she said.
You sure she said that?
Wouldn't be the first time.
Oh yeah, Carl. So many USB drives. I wish they'd sell USB drives with little labels that you could just write what was actually on the USB stick.
You know, like the little floppies used to have.
Oh yeah. Hell, I've still got half a box of what is it? 3.5-inch floppies. I've got 10 or 20. Data DVDs as well. I mean, you could put movies on them, but they were made so that you could put data on them as well.
You know, we're about to run out of time, but Dan, the tape the recording tape that's that wide, they found at Apple Studios. It says Beatles, 1964.
Ooh.
They don't know what's on it because they don't have the equipment to play it. It is raw, unheard Beatles music for 70 years or 65 years, whatever. 62 years. And they're, trying to find somebody with working equipment. But do you really want to trust that tape to someone you
with
don't
that kind of an antique that you
Yeah.
don't know? I'm sure there's somebody in Hollywood that has a working old school wide scale videotape.
64 track audio tape?
Oh yeah.
Well, it's time to say good night, everybody.
Good night, folks.
Everybody.
We'll see y'all Saturday if we got power. All right, say bye.
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 Well, I forgot. Got to push it twice. All right. Out of
I have slept the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched the face of God.